So here's my app I created, where there's an add article button. You can also add the article button like up here in the app nav. I just created one that redirects me to the add article. So this is all just Bootstrap. This is my add article page. So I've got my form. I've got this submit article method or function that will come up here and run this function. Then for each input, I have a name, byline, name, title, name, abstract. Then my button down here, for right now it's within the form, like within the overall form. So that's how it knows that this button is going to submit everything within in this form. If you use the button, if you use the button outside of a form, in order to link that button to that form, it has to have the form, the actual form tag has to have an ID, like add article, and then within the button has a form attribute as the same as the form ID. So that's how this will link this button to that form. That's, yeah, just a little thing. And then in order to capture the input, when I submit the article or submit the form, I do event.target by the name of that input form .value. So if I console log like title, it should grab that. So let's go over here. Title, this is a title, this is a byline, this is a abstract. So when I submit it, if I'm going to clear the console over here, I should see this is a title come up over here. This is a title. And this all is just other success stuff. So that's one way to do that. And then the way John was trying to do it, that he didn't get to, was use, instead of the title, I can grab the elements and the array, the elements and the index of that input value. So this title is the very first input value, or is it? The byline is the second input value, and then the abstract is the third input value, and it corresponds to console log event target elements. This at index 0 will correspond to the title because it's the very first input. Let's try this again. This is another byline. This is another abstract. It should work. I'm going to clear that. See, this is the actual, what's being consoled right here is all of the elements. We can go here. Then the first three, or 0, 1, 2, where's the third one? Or yeah, 0, 1, 2, and then the other one's a text area. So input, and then the other one I have is a text area instead of an input. So that's what corresponds to each element. And then this is another title because it's displaying down right here. So there's multiple ways to grab stuff from forms. I do it by name just because it's kind of what I'm used to, and it's kind of more, I would say it's less code. You don't have to worry about the index, but there's multiple ways to do it. What else? Yeah, so in the, yeah. And then if I don't submit anything, it says there's an error. And that's all just being rendered right here. I send back a success from the back end or from the API, whether it's a success or not. And then if it's a success, if the response is a success, I'll set the state to the status, which it's either status is failed or success. And then whether or not state is a success or a failed, it'll display these alerts. Yeah. So I can go like this, and if it's successful, your article was successfully added, and I can link there, and it'll take me back to the page. And then here's the last one. And the login as well, Ron Burgundy. What's the other one name? Champ. Yeah. And that's really not actually doing anything right now. In News 6 tomorrow, you will be using login and authentication kind of. So when I do log in, this thing will say like log out. It'll change whether or not I'm logged in or not. So that'll be like a stretch goal, I would say, today. John did push a branch. Let's see, yeah, and I think he's going to, and I also threw mine in there. So that's the form that John was trying to do. It's the elements, and then it's, what is it? Elements, then the index of that element in the elements. Any questions? Yeah. Yeah, no. Remote, do you have any questions?
Can you upload that so we can have it as a reference?
This whole solution is already on GitHub. I branched it. So in order to get this as a reference, my code's not that clean, I don't think. I just pushed it up. You go to branch, you go to Tom's solution, and I think it should be here, yeah. Which one is that? Pages, add article. Yeah. So there you go. Go ahead. Today is a pairing day. Please.
In person.